If I am audible, if you can see me, please, if anyone is just joined in, you can maybe type a hi over here. Kalpashri, I don't know if it's working or not. Hi, YouTubers, how are you all? So, I'm live on IWW as well as on my own channel, Thrive with Dipti. So, today we are here to talk about how the fat loss happens, why do we plateau on our weight loss journey, and what are the ways to come out of it. So, I have no idea if anybody has joined or not, but let me take a little bit of your precious time. Maybe you can check out later. If you have any questions, feel free to ping me. So basically, what happens is, as we all know, how we progress towards our weight loss, and what are the principles that we should be applying towards the weight loss. As I always keep saying in my posts, that we should be focusing more towards fat loss. Now, by that, what do I exactly mean? Now, when I say you should be working on your body recomposition rather than just looking at the scale, I don't know if I will be able to show you or not, but right now, I have never been able to fit into this attire, and this is what I don't know if I can show you or not, but I'm wearing my daughter's jeans, which is, I need to check out the size, but it belongs to a 13-year-old category. So, this is how you should be working on your body recomposition without sacrificing the essentials of the journey. By that, when I say calorie deficit, as a individual, we all have certain weight, and we all need certain amount of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats for our daily needs. So, when we are focusing on the fat loss, we are very much concerned about the ratios of the carbohydrates, fats, proteins, and overall balanced nutrition that goes into our meal. Now, just like when we want to lit the fire and we want the fire to happen, we will be using a fuel, we'll be using like matchstick, we'll use some maybe kerosene and something to strike the fire. Exactly that ways the fat loss also takes place in our body. We will need the oxygen so that the fat is oxidized in our cells, for which the mitochondria, the powerhouse of our body, they should be absorbing oxygen, which would come from a good amount of exercise. Now, when people believe or fall into the trap of the saying that lose weight without exercise, or just eat this and lose weight, just drink this and lose weight, all you're going to do is you're going to succumb yourself to the vicious circle of losing that water weight and then again coming back. The weight rebounds. This is where it is the challenging phase. It's not difficult, it's not a rocket science to lose weight, but yes, if you lose the weight and if you're not able to maintain what you have lost, then probably you need to go back and reconsider your journey. So, for this reconsiderations, I would like to say that you have to set your goals, smaller goals, and in all the goal settings, consistency should be the topmost priority. So, say if you are working out for like just 10 minutes or 15 minutes for 5 days a week, that should be maintained throughout. It's not like one fine day you will work out for 1 hour, then you will just leave, and probably you will come back to all those kind of routines after a month or maybe 6 months. That ways your body is not going to show you any progress. So consistency is the first thing that you should stick to. Second thing is when you understand that what should be the macros that should be on your plate, because as an individual, I always say that we definitely all eat the same food. Many people have this question, why does even the diet chart has to be customized or personalized in the first place? Because just like every car, it has its own fuel tank capacity. Say if it is a big truck, it will need different capacity. If it is a small car, if it is a two-wheeler, it will have a different capacity. Similarly, as an individual, we have different capacity. Also, our everyday needs of the fuel differ because we all have different activities to do. We all have a different lifestyle to cater to. Accordingly, our body should be fueled. That should be the second thing that should be. Third thing is when you choose the exercise, it has to be in a such a way that you have something that you like. Some people only like to do cardio, some people only like Zumba, some people only like aerobic training, but you need to understand it's not bad. It's nice. You should definitely have some cardio in your routine if you enjoy it, some dance, some Zumba, some aerobics. But just like a base, strength training or resistance training should be the base of your training. Minimum 3 days per week, you should stick to resistance training. That will help you to ensure that you have muscle mass and you're not losing the muscle in your weight loss journey. So all that loss that is happening is a fat loss that is going on. Because what's the use if you lose weight and if you start feeling very, very drained, unenergetic, lethargic, tired all throughout? That weight loss is of no sense, right? Because we are doing this whole thing to make us feel better and not bitter towards our family or society. It's not like a punishment, it is a reward for being healthy and sustaining it. Now, second thing I want to speak about is, many people plateau. Many people ask me this, that, okay, we have been through this journey now, we don't want to know how to eat, but we have plateaued. So, first thing is, how do you know that you are plateaued? Firstly, there are many errors, misreporting, underreporting when it comes to the word weight loss plateau. I would like to say that firstly, congratulate yourself that you chose the journey towards health. You have lost, you have come to a point where you feel good about yourself now, irrespective of anything, right? The ultimate principle that works in case of losing the weight or fat, as we call it, is the calorie deficit. Now, whether you like calorie counting or not, whether you want to do it or not, if you don't want to count the calories, that is fine, but calories still count at the end of the day. So, with this principle in mind, what happens exactly in a weight loss plateau? People will think that they eat healthy, they are eating very, very nice food, home cooked food, but probably they are eating way too higher than the energy needs of the body. That is the first reason. Second reason is sometimes it is called as the setting in of the metabolic adaptation that takes place. Now, what do you mean by this? It is when you were heavy or you were on the larger side of the weight, right? You needed much more calories to cater your body. For example, if someone was weighing 80 kgs, that person lost the weight and the person has reached 60 kgs. But that person still feels like going down by a few kgs just to feel that, okay, I want this weight for myself or whatever. But as compared to an 80 kg individual, when you reach 60 kgs, you are a smaller individual compared to 80. So your needs are less comparatively. So, accordingly, because I'm live here also, I'm checking out my laptop. So, accordingly, you need to adjust the calories for the current situation or the current needs of your body. If that is not taken into account, but you say that you may be considering it as you're eating very healthy, you are doing workouts, but what if they are not sufficient for your body? This is the first question that you should ask to yourself. Then, exercise is such a thing that definitely it works in your favor. It will give you lots and lots of improvement when it comes to energy levels, when it comes to periods, when it's come to good skin, good mood, good sleep, better digestion, better immunity. The list is endless. But the exercise that you chose and the exercise that you have been doing, is it challenging enough for your body? That should be the second question, because no matter what, as you keep on progressing in your weight loss or fat loss journey, alongside you also have to make your workouts challenging. Okay. Now, how will you make it challenging? You have to practice progressive overloading of the exercise. Say, for example, you were just walking, you need to add some resistance training. If you were doing resistance training or strength training with X weight, then maybe you should go for little bit higher, like X into plus zero point 0.5 added to it. Or you should increase the number of repetitions, or you should increase the number of the sets, or if you have been doing 3 days a week, you should do 5 days a week. This is what progressive overloading is. Slowly, silently, you have to give that progressive overload to your body, because your body is not feeling challenged enough. Now, we talked about calorie deficit, we talked about the exercise and the progressive overload. Now, sometimes what happens is, many people, they think that they have worked out a lot and they are guzzling the protein shakes like anything. Now, I want to say here that if you are very close to your meal and you may feel the need to fuel your body after the workout, I would say do not just mindlessly guzzle all the protein shakes or any kind of a drink. If it's very close to the meal, choose your meal as the next thing that you will be doing, because it's not like that you have to have that protein shake immediately after the workout. That's really not required. What is most important is how is the spread of the protein throughout the day. All of the main meals should be basically balanced with a good amount of protein. And accordingly, if your meal is falling insufficient, then you should resort to protein shakes. That too, you need to adjust the calories that you have been taking. Okay. Now, as a general population, sometimes what happens is, we may think that we need this much food or we need to drink this, we feel weaker, but that's not the case, because we don't fall into the athletic category and we don't burn as much as they do. So, you need to very, very much reconsider if you think that you are at a plateau. Are you eating right? Are you eating just what is required to maintain the weight? That could be the reason for your weight loss plateau. Are you actually in a calorie deficit or not? Because the small additions of ketchup, the sauces, the mayos, the seasonings, whatever you add up in a small amount, a few bites here and there, they all add up to the calories, and they make your weight loss plateau itself, and you do not change on the body weight scale. This is for them. But there are also the markers of progress. If you are fitting better in your dress size, if you have lots and lots of energy than you had before, and you can see sometimes some people lose fat and put on muscle at the same time, so they are not able to understand the difference here. In that case, you need to keep a track of your own body. You should measure it every week, you should measure it at the same place, you should measure it in the morning after you have freshened up, after you have been to the washroom, for if you want to keep the error constant, right? So these were the things that you should be considerate about if you think you have plateaued your weight. All right. And the last thing that I would like to talk here about is, please don't punish yourself for anything. This is a journey wherein we are trying to improve in terms of health parameters. Of course, calories do count. At the end of the day, it is what makes the difference, but you should also be knowing that you are not creating a huge deficit, like you are not under eating. Sometimes this is the biggest reason that could happen to a weight loss plateau. And the reason is that you eat so less. Your body has actual higher need and you eat very less. Body goes into the stress mode. You secrete a lot of cortisol and it stores the fat, as in it thinks that it is fight or flight. So the body has to reserve the fat store for itself. So you need to consider this also. Please don't succumb yourself to just shakes or soups or just salads kind of a diet, and don't punish yourself for this, right? So choose a wise journey when it comes to fat loss or weight loss. See that you are not losing your muscle. Support it with a good protein in every meal. Support it with at least 3 days of strength or resistance training, which could be easily done and achieved at home. All throughout my journey of 19 kgs, because people are really focused about the numbers. So I lost 19 kgs in a year, and I'm very sure that I have not lost muscle. I have lost fat, because from 100 centimeters waist line, I have come to 70, and I fit much better into clothes. I have much more energy than I had before. I feel much better in my 36 than I used to feel in my 20s. I feel nice doing all the work, and it makes a sense, lot of sense, that why I chose health, why I chose fat loss over everything else. So I would like to request the same to you. Yes, aesthetically, we all want those things to happen for us: good skin, good hair, better energy levels, and fitting into a certain dress for sure. But please don't just mindlessly choose hours and hours of cardio or soups, salads, and shakes as the second thing just to be in a hurry. If And don't compare yourself with anyone, not even to your old self, because you're not the one that you were few years back. You have changed. Now you are maybe a mother of two or one or whatever. You have lots of responsibilities. You're no more a college girl, so you no more have the same kind of strength and stamina. It could be better. It could not be the same, but it could be better, and I vouch for this if you choose the right path. So I would like to say that, just like the mechanism of fueling the fire, exactly same things are needed by the body for the fat oxidation to happen. So you need to fuel it properly, you need to burn the fire properly, and you need to keep it going. अगर ज़्यादा हवा आ जाती है, तब भी आग बुझ जाती है. It's like the same for your body too. These are the tools that you can make use of. Food is information, food is the energy. Don't spoil your relationship with the food. Have it as per your need. Fuel yourself. I would say plan your workouts during those times when you're very less stressful. Many people start their workouts or start their day in the morning, and they have thousands of things on their mind, that I have to go and prepare breakfast, I want to get my kids ready, I have so many things to do, and your muscle and mind connection never gets established. So choose a time wherein, even if it is 20 minutes or 30 minutes, 3 to 4 days in a week, where you are with yourself, you're completely mindful of the actions that you're doing, right? And support yourself with minimum 3 to 4 days of strength training. You can use any weights that you have at home. You can make use of resistance bands at your home. You can maybe put up some pull up bars at your home to try out. But begin somewhere, stick to it, be consistent, and don't wait for any external motivation. कोई नहीं आने वाला आपको मोटिवेट करने के लिए. आपको खुद खुद के लिए उठना है, आपको करना है, क्योंकि आप खुद के लिए करोगे तो ही होगा. आप जो करोगे वही आपके बच्चे देखेंगे, वही एग्जाम्पल होगा. बोलने से नहीं होगा, करने से होगा, करना पड़ेगा. So with this, I will take your leave. If you have any questions, you may even put it in the comments later. I will answer them. Thank you so much. Namo Narayana.
Hi, good evening, namaskar. How are you all doing? So, we are meeting after a long